All right, we're going to get you some answers. But the first thing is, I need to tell you that you are ready to cut through the things that are binding you, to cut away the karmic lessons, the karmic people, the karmic bonds that have been keeping you feeling trapped. And you're going to do this, or you are doing it right now, or you have recently done it. And it's leading you into this whole new era of like a shining, like, I don't know what I was going to say, like a shining light or shining glory. There's something really, really beautiful that's going to be born from you actually like cutting out the things that have been making you feel trapped. And like I said, this could have been relationships or a relationship, a job, and just energy, trauma, things that you have been like, that you have been fighting in yourself for a long time, for maybe your whole life. And it's this, you're now at this point where you're cutting away, just cutting the bonds. You're just cutting them. There's an element of your psyche and the way that you're thinking about yourself and about life. Like it's like a shift has happened where you have this really intense clarity. And it might not even be clarity like you might still feel a little bit confused or a little bit in the dark, but the clarity comes from your ability to just like know yourself now and to know what it is you don't want. And you just have this ability to like cut through the noise and the heaviness. Because I was getting this feeling of like there's been so much heaviness and so much sludge and so much like even addiction and things that have been weighing on your energy for too long. And you're finally releasing that so that you can build something real, build something that's beautiful in this life that you really are excited about. And this thing that you're building, or this new opportunity or project or idea, is something that you have been actually working towards for a long time and been dreaming about for a long time. And it's something that comes really out of your own imagination, out of your own heart, in your own, even your own spiritual practice. This is like something that is going to bring you a lot of real abundance and wealth. And it comes from, yeah, there's something really strong coming through about like um, your imagination, your ability to imagine this. And it opens you up to possibilities that you could never have actually experienced if you didn't allow yourself to be free with this and to really allow, like almost free yourself through creating this thing. You're going to free yourself by creating this thing, by allowing yourself to actually manifest, bring this idea into existence, into the world. And then you wait for it. It's like you do that and then you like can see immediately what happens when you allow that to occur, when you allow it to exist. Okay, so there's really this message coming through of a birth and to creation, to creating something. And this is something that is almost like ancestrally guided, like your ancestors. I think it may have also been something that the women in your family lineage have been like, at least in their higher selves, like in their souls, they have wanted to be able to create, but they weren't able to. So this is like something about you actually fulfilling an ancestral gift by bringing it into the world and by allowing it to exist. And there is something about like, there's like a witch wound here. So you could have been holding back on certain ideas or certain powers that you have, certain gifts that you have because of the fear of being, I'm almost getting like imprisoned, like the fear of being oppressed somehow. Or you may have been in circumstances or situations where these gifts actually were oppressed and you weren't able to really like let them shine. And so this whole like freeing yourself of the bondage is actually that's why I'm saying it's through creating this thing or through bringing this idea into life or to life that frees you of the bonds. So it's kind of like a chicken or egg situation where it's like, in freeing yourself from the bonds, you're able to finally bring this gift to the world, but then also at the same time, bringing the gift to the world is what frees you from these bonds. You know what I mean? And it's all happening right now because you have this internal sense of alignment and clarity where nothing can hold you down anymore. You're like, you have made the decision, basically. You've made the decision to move forward on this, to move forward and to bring this dream into life, to bring this dream to life. And you are like flanked. So this reading right now, like the cards that I'm pulling right now are flanked by the King and the Queen of Swords. So you have this like complete wholeness in your mind, this complete alignment in your being. And it's very straight. It's very aligned. It's very clear. And I think I also would like to say that I do think that this journey or this creation of this project does lead you to potentially a partner of some kind that has the same alignment. So it's like you guys actually are like going to come together in order to, like, as you create this thing, like it creates a way for this counterpart to find you. But that's kind of like a side note to this reading, because what's more important with this reading is your ability to trust the vision. If you can trust the vision, then you're actually going to see real results. So you need to believe. You need to believe in the decision. And it requires you to take a leap of faith. It requires you to trust and to trust in the divine. And then what happens when you trust is you get the King of Pentacles. It's like you unlock this this abundance through leaping into the unknown, or leaping into the trust that you have to bring this vision into life. You actually stabilize yourself in a way that you honestly, I don't think you ever have experienced. And it's so luscious, like the stability that you get through just claiming this dream and owning it and bringing it into the world. What happens is you create this like heaven on earth for yourself, where the bondage that you had before that may have felt like stability, but that was actually harming you, it was actually holding you back from actually being your full self. And it was locking you down and actually imprisoning your soul from its full destiny, right? And so when you take this leap of faith in yourself, in your vision, in your gift, and you're like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to invest in this, I'm going to like actually apply myself and make this happen. And then it starts to become a real thing in the world. It starts to show up in your physical reality. And then the abundance that comes from this is like, it's so pure, it's so stabilizing, and it's so joyful, it's so pleasurable. It's literally a life that it revolves around comfort and stability and abundance and joy and celebration. Like you literally have the Three of Cups with the King of Pentacles here. So this is like, you're living a really beautiful life. You're living an abundant and structured life. It's like you're having fun and you're doing all the things that you want to do. And like I'm seeing like just fun, like weddings and parties and dinner parties and traveling, and but also like a beautiful home and somewhere where you can have a garden, you can have your nice kitchen, you can like cook the meals that you want to cook. Like it's very Taurian. We're a Taurus season right now, and I'm a Taurus, so that's how I see this, because King of Pentacles is very Taurian energy. And it's just fulfillment. It's just having everything and more that you need. Like you're going to actually completely stabilize your life through trusting in this vision. And you just have to believe that you are the main character of your life. Like this devil energy it's also like it's allowing yourself to feel weakened through external forces, allowing yourself to be weakened in the belief that you don't have control, right? In the belief that you are not centering your vision, like that you aren't allowed to center your vision, or you're not allowed to center your emotional and spiritual wisdom and needs. And like the investment that you have to have in this dream that you have is foundational. This is central. This has to be your center. This has to be your center. And everything that makes you feel weakened or bound to has to be cut away. And my speaking voice is getting really loud and clear as I'm saying this to you, because I think it's really, really important, and that we're being like kind of yelled at by spirit in the sense that your limitations and your bondage is self-imposed. It is self-imposed at this point in your journey. Okay, whoever's listening to this, this is the message. This is not a grandiose statement about what bondage is. This is just you at this point in your journey. You do have the capacity to cut away the things that are limiting you and that are making you imprisoned in your life. I am getting patterns of behavior, patterns of belief, patterns of avoidance. For some reason, I'm getting avoidance, I'm getting distraction, envy, and addiction, and like bad food, like things that you're putting in your body that, and it could be addiction or like substances, just things that you're putting in your body that distract you momentarily from the path. So what we need to be centering right now is this devotion, the devotion to the vision, the devotion to building the vision and the dream. And this is not a stressful situation. The Queen of Cups is like peaceful. She's peaceful in this process. So quiet down the noise. Quiet down the noise by cutting out things that are creating more of an illusion of negativity than it is really necessary. Do you know what I mean? So if this is people that are like, no, you can't do that, you have to do it this way, or no, you can't do that, you know, or like things that are getting in the way, making you feel like gross and sick and tired and whatever, you need to just fucking cut them out, because the path is focusing on this gorgeous energy of Page of Pentacles and Queen of Cups, which is like bright and devoted and creative, extremely creative, spiritual. And it might not be like actually literally spiritual, but I do think that there is a spiritual devotion here. There is a meditative, like it's like you're going in and you're tapping into that creative flow, and you're tapping into that real divine intelligence that you have within you, and you're allowing this to really be birthed through you. You're channeling something amazing. And this could really just be like the vision of your life as you want it to be. And by any means, like by any, whatever means are the most aligned, you're making it happen. But it's like the devotion to the vision is what is completely central right now. And yeah, you're going to see some amazing things coming in. You're going to see your manifestations appearing with such clarity that you're going to be almost, I think you're going to be a little bit taken aback, but in a good way. But I also think that you won't be too taken aback. I think you're in such a stable energy, actually. You have this stability available to you right now. And that's what I'm saying, available to you, because we have the Devil card here. You have this capacity, or you have this potential to sort of slow yourself down if you allow things to kind of be your bondage. But the thing is that you're already free of those things. You're already free from that. You have the stability, the maturity, and the integrity to actually just not indulge those things anymore, and to not give power to them. And I think you still think you're battling stuff, but really you do have this capacity to just not do it anymore. And that's the important thing. And the thread through all of this is this like grandmother energy, this like spirit guides. There's ancestors that are guiding you through this process, but it's also like you staying in touch with your spirit, with your creative heart and your spiritual heart, is what taps you into this kind of lineage of feminine power, of birth, of creative power that's coming through you. And you might not be a woman. You could be a man listening to this, but there is the divine feminine flowing through this gift that you have, or this vision that you have, that needs to come into being. And it's because this is like the actual birthing process, the creative process of bringing something into this world. And it could have to do with themes like that, or it could just be an artistic or a creative vision that you have to bring life, to birth your life into existence. And if it's a project or a business idea or something like that, because we have Page of Pentacles, this is like, learning and creating and an apprenticeship of some kind, and like building blocks towards the vision. But so I am getting that this has to do with that. It has to do with bringing abundance into this world for yourself. And if it has to do with that, it's like it is so authentic to you. This is a process of building a truly abundant life from your authenticity, from your authentic self. And that is something that your ancestors were not necessarily able to do. And that's why this has this ancestral line or lineage to it a little bit. Like it has this message of like, you're doing this for more than just yourself. You're doing this for your own future lineage. And that might not be family. You might not have children, but it's like going to leave a legacy of some kind by just creating this in general. It's going to heal others. You yourself will be an elder about like through doing this, through taking this path. You're going to gain so much wisdom through this, so much spiritual integrity, so much good karma through this. And it really has to do with surrendering. We have the Fool and we have this surrender to the mystery, fall into her arms. This is the Great Mother. This is about divine feminine creative energy and trusting in, you have to trust. The birthing process involves surrendering to the process. You cannot, if you're in labor, you can't turn that off. You can't postpone labor. It is just, it comes, it happens. And the only option you have is to surrender to the process. So what we're experiencing right now for you, I think there is a portal happening where you are just giving. You're just giver. And you're completely devoting yourself to the birthing process. And this is coming through you. This thing is coming through you. This vision, this manifestation, it's happening. There's nothing you can really do about it. And so there might actually be kind of a speeding up of processing that's happening. So anything that you haven't let go of, it's getting like really ripped away, or it's getting really taken out of your life, where it's like you literally have no other option but to cut it off. Like it's that kind of thing. I actually just got that vision of that 97 hours or whatever, that the guy who was like trapped between the rocks after like when he was hiking or something, and he had to like cut off his own arm. And I'm sorry, that is just like, I should have trigger warned for that, because that's really, really gnarly. But spiritually and energetically speaking, that's kind of what's happening right now. Is it's like, okay, yeah, because birth can be like that. Birth can be really like physically traumatic. It can be really, it can be kind of gruesome, even though it's so beautiful and so sacred. It is kind of like intense. It can be kind of dangerous, like feeling like it's a lot. Like this energy of surrendering to birth, surrendering to birthing something is really intense. And like, that's actually why I work in that liminal space of people who are at thresholds of growth and expansion, is because we need to have someone there, like, giving birth alone, aka creating something alone, or moving into a bigger threshold of being, or like a new way of existence, it's really intense. And so much has to be stripped away in that process. And so it's good to have someone with you to guide you, like a midwife, basically, through that process. But in any case, you're just doing it. You can just do this on your own as well, but you are doing this. And there is some shadow that's coming up, is what I'm saying. There is some shadow. There might even be some like gruesome energies that you're seeing really clearly now. And that's cool. Like, you're totally centered in this amazing, creative, pure creative energy. And you have the clarity, like I said, on both sides of this, like Queen and King of Swords, where you're seeing yourself clearly and you're seeing others clearly. You're seeing reality clearly, and you're seeing the shadow and the imaginative, like psychological processes that happen within you as well. You're seeing those clearly as well. And so you're allowing things to just come up and you're cutting it. It's coming up, you're illuminating it, you're transforming it. Or shit, like bad habits are coming up and you're like, fuck that, I'm done, and you're just doing things right now in a way that is so business, like you're so on business, and it's all in devotion to the vision. It's all in devotion to your creative spirit and to your creative goal and to this like magical dream that you have that is real. Like you can live a life that is truly beautiful and that. And so you're just like fully giving her. Ooh, amazing. Okay. Clarity, a fresh start, positive outlook. We have morning dew. So there's this very beautiful refreshment energy happening here. We are getting a full refreshed start, full new start. Okay. You're starting fresh. And that means that it's like, again, there's this kind of like rebirth, like with the morning dew. It's like after the dark night of the soul, you emerge into the daylight, and there's still the dew on the ground of like the memory of the past, the memory of the dark night, of the cold. And yet everything has transformed into this beautiful, beautiful world around you. So you're just like, wow, like that was such a dark moment. And now all of a sudden all I'm seeing is beauty. All I'm seeing is beauty. And that's because you allowed yourself to walk through that darkness and you allowed yourself to go through those processes that have now freed you. Like you freed yourself through those processes. And now you're just watching the beauty emerge around you, just grow around you, like the King of Pentacles sitting here in his garden. Absolutely stunning. And you're opening yourself, like your heart chakra and your throat chakra are opening themselves to the world with this sunshine just shining on you as this new day dawns. And you get to celebrate. You get to celebrate this lush and sensuous, like existence in the world that comes straight out of your own frickin' creative dream, your own creative potential and spark. You have this divine creative spark and you're like, this is where I'm creating from. This is what I'm building from. I'm not building from pressure. I'm not building from weird matrix stories of like what I need to do in order to be valid or in order to be like accepted. That's the devil card. That's the kind of shit that keeps you so bound. Instead, you're living vibrantly through honoring your uniqueness and your vision that you have internally of like what how beautiful life can be, right? So we're leaving on this beautiful note. And I was saving this for last because I rarely ever get this card. This is such a sacred, beautiful card to me. And it so rarely comes out in this deck because the whole deck is very feminine energy. But this is the one card that's about men. And it says, Brothers of the Rose, Sacred Masculine, Honor, Protection, Support. And we have a pregnant woman in the middle of this image of these like mirrored men, these two men. It's actually the same men, but so this is like really cool because as you create this, as you birth this vision into being, you're flanked or you will be flanked by real protectors. So whether this is actually men in your life or a man in your life who's going to be the protector for you as you birth this into being, or it's like a spiritual protection. Like there's actually like sacred, divine, masculine energy that has come in to surround you so that you can bring this into being. So like I was talking about with ancestors, this is like healing the feminine lineage, but the masculine lineage is involved as well, where they're coming in to create an environment of support for you so that you can actually grow this garden. You can grow these things into being. And they might do this by actually sending in like a physical man, which is why I was bringing up this counterpart energy, and you meet through this process, or this process involves both of you in some way. or it's just going to, it's like this divine protection around you, and this is actually like a masculine divine energy that is protecting you, like the gods, like, you know, the masculine gods or the spirit guides you have happen to be like men, or maybe they knew you in a past life or something. But it's like very, very much about um, protecting this process of birth. And I will say that this also is about your internalized masculine. Okay. So if you're a woman or if you're a man, doesn't matter. But because the creative function is feminine, right? So let's just get this straight. Even if you're a man, your creative process of actually bringing something into existence is feminine. Like, this is like the feminine, quote unquote, principle. It's the birthing principle, the yoni principle. The masculine and the feminine together create life, right? These two principles create life together. There's like the seed and the soil, and together something grows. And like, so when we create things and bring them into being, these two forces are entwined and they are both functioning, but it's like actually bringing the manifestation into the world is the feminine function, right? But the masculine principle is also here to create. It's like we have these like, I'm almost seeing it as like onions of like, it's like an onion, you know, or like a layered energy, or layered, oh, how do I describe this? Like layers of soul that are, it's like yin and yang, where it's like masculine, feminine over masculine, and feminine and masculine, feminine, and it all just actually becomes this oneness, this one whole thing, right? And it's all woven together. I hope this isn't too weird, because this is just how I'm trying to explain how I see this and feel this. But within you, you have masculine and feminine constantly in an interplay of creative union. And that is like one way of thinking about, like spiritually thinking about how we exist in this world and how we manifest our reality around us. And to me, this also like like sort of detangles gender norms and stuff, because we all have these two principles that are constantly in play together and actually merging and melding. And so within you, you have this masculine principle that is activated and mature now, where you're actually protecting yourself to such a degree that you're allowing your creative energy to fully bloom. Okay? So this is like a multifaceted message, where the masculine is coming in from a spiritual protective energy. It's showing up in your real life with men that are really helping and caring and healing just through doing that, just through supporting. And it's happening within you, and you're becoming this like powerful creator because of the union within you, where you have this like, you have like almost reparented yourself in this way. Like, you've allowed the masculine to become integrated in yourself, and you're your own protector, right? And you're your own like divine masculine as well within you, which is allowing your inner divine feminine to really create from this purity and this like sense of alignment and integrity, creative integrity. So that's why, like, really all this to say, that's why this is going to work. That's why this process of life giving, or of like manifesting your life, is going to create such a wonderful abundance, is because it's so deeply aligned. And it's so it's coming from a place of like deep, actually inner fulfillment and inner union. And so anything that is born from this place within you, from this true authenticity from within you, it's like it must manifest as abundance. It's like it can't not, is what I'm saying. And I know that sounds like kind of odd, but that's really what the message is. And you're meant to just like believe in yourself. You're meant to just believe in yourself. You have to just believe in yourself. Like, it's very simple. It's also very it's difficult to get to this point when we are really bogged down with like societal conditioning that says that we're being selfish if we believe in ourselves. And for women, this is a big deal, right? Like we're taught to put other people first all the time. We're taught to like believe that men can do whatever they want, but that women have to constantly fucking doubt themselves. And like this is just ingrained in the feminine lineages and ingrained in our like fucking cells. And so it takes a lot of a lot of shadow work and a lot of healing into the dark places within us and within our family lines to get to a point where we can actually free the feminine into her like embodied presence, into her embodied self-belief, into her creative freedom. And boy, oh boy, is that a big, long journey. And you finally got to this point where, like I said, you have this clarity and this alignment because you've done that inner work. And now you're like, you can see things, like you can see through the crystal waters. That's what I'm seeing, like this really crystalline light. It's like sunlight shining through tropical water. And it's really clear. It's really, really clear. And any kind of feeling you have of confusion is fucking illusory. It's an illusion. It's an illusion and it's a trap and it's the matrix trying to get you. That's what this message is saying. It's like the purity of your vision is what you need to focus on. And you have to believe in it. And it's not going to be that hard because it's just what feels authentic to you. It feels real to you. Like it is real to you. It's coming from within you. And there are protectors coming in or currently in the astral, in the like, excuse me, in the spiritual realm. But in any case, they might also come in physically or be here presently. That there are men or like protectors in some way that are trustworthy and that are going to allow you to or help you to bring this into being. That's really cool. Yeah, this partnership could actually help you bring this vision into being. And you're just going to watch this happen. You're going to like watch this happen. If you stay aligned, you're going to watch this shit just occur in front of you. And you're going to see, it's almost like I'm seeing you as the King of Pentacles, just like watching things growing around you. You're like, whoa, look at that. And all these beautiful things are like rising up around you. And you're just sitting in your throne, chilling, like doing your thing, doing your work. And meanwhile, everyone's like, yay! That's the vibe. Okay. Yeah, you're definitely going to be supported by your community, supported by the people around you, if you believe in yourself. Okay, that's the message. Thank you so much for being here. If you are interested in working with me, check out description box, like, subscribe, comment is so helpful to grow this channel. And I hope to see you here again soon. Bye.